Habitat means an animal's home. And so that would mean probably the three most essential things for suitable habitat would be food, water, and shelter. So depending on the size of the animal, that can be fairly elaborate, or it can be something quite small. In the case of a mouse, just to burrow into the ground. But it has to provide, those are the main things that it has to provide. So animals have fur to keep them warm, but that doesn't guarantee them that they're going to always be warm. They still have to have a place to go so that they can rest comfortably, they can feel secure and safe. So a little weasel, for example, in the wintertime, he's got lots of fur on him and he's pretty good at running around in the forest, but he still has to have a warm place to be able to tuck in and utilize his own energy. So it doesn't mean he has one home. He could have several different homes that he stays in at various places in his habitat, in his area. So he doesn't necessarily live like we do, where we only have one main home where we live. He may have a home when he's in this place, and it's a little bit different in the world of animals. So, but that's what I think of when I think of habitat: food, water, and shelter. Those are the essentials. If we have three pieces of land based upon, let's use the term or the size, say a 5-acre plot of land just outside of a town limits or city limits. And the kids and people go by, the kids on their school bus, people are driving back and forth to work, they see the field, but they're not aware of the little intricate world under that grass of the mice that are moving around in there. So supposing the city or town is getting bigger and they're going to push further out, and they've zoned that area, that 5 acres, they've taken it out of agricultural zoning and they're going to build in that area. So they're going to have to strip the topsoil, they're going to put gravel down, and they're going to pave it. So what's going to happen to those mice that are living there? I don't know how many mice, I'm not a biologist, but let's just pick 1,000 mice. In a 5-acre plot, I don't think that's unrealistic. What are those 1,000 mice going to do when the equipment comes in and starts stripping the topsoil? So I think most people realize they're going to run. And so where are they going to run? They're going to run to the next area where they feel safe. But if there's 1,000 mice in that field, there's probably a good chance there's 1,000 mice in the next field. And that field cannot handle an extra 1,000 mice to come running in and try to hold up habitat, food, water, and shelter for that influx of animals. So once I help people to realize that, without them even realizing it, they've been a part of that. Just by building a home, just by building another corner store or a strip mall, or it's not a question of whether or not people are involved. We're all involved, whether we like it or not. So helping people to understand that, I think, goes a long way to helping them to understand that sometimes what I do is one of the more humane methods of dealing with overpopulation. Okay, here's the deal. The greatest threat to all wildlife today is loss of habitat. Did you know that, or is that news to you? I think everybody knew it. This is not news, and it's not just Alberta, it's all over North America. I could probably be safe in saying many countries in the world. Loss of habitat, where's it going, guys? Buildings and cities, okay? Humans, right? That's where a lot of it's going, isn't it? It's humans, it's us. Not because we don't care about animals, but we're just growing, right? In Alberta, we are growing at an alarming rate. They can't build houses fast enough for the people that are coming here because of so much work. But people don't realize that we're involved in it. They say, well, Ross, actually, I think it's the loggers. The loggers are cutting down all the trees and wrecking all the bush for the animals to survive. But think about that. Every time that you buy toilet paper, which everybody seems to use every day, or photocopy paper for the computer, or the paper that's used in a school, or maybe you're going to build a new picnic table. So you go to the lumber yard and you buy lumber. You're buying a product that came from the forest, so you're a consumer. So when people say to me, okay, well, how about the gas and oil? They're just tearing up the country. They got roads everywhere. and they're logging it all off to put wells and things like that. But do we think about that when we start the quad on the weekend? You have to have gas and oil, don't you? Or you couldn't go far, especially without oil. You'll seize up the motor. To take the minivan to go to a game or to go see family or relatives, you got to have gas and oil. So we're consumers, right? And that's the important thing for me, is for everybody to understand we're consumers. We're part of it, whether we like it or not. Anyway, I would like to see less of people pointing and trying to find somebody to blame, and more of us to all accept responsibility for it, and to help companies come up with better ways so that we don't have to impact the environment the way we've been doing it.